What's up guys, and welcome to the second part of my chakra introduction video. In the last video I talked about the three lower chakras, the Muladhara chakra, the Svadhisthana chakra and the Manipura chakra, which connect us to the materialistic realm and our physical self. So today I would like to introduce to you the other four chakras and how they are defined in traditional Kundalini and Hatha yoga. The next chakra is the Anahata or heart chakra, which is located in our heart center and it innervates our thymus gland. Its element is air and its aspects are the ability to express unconditional love for ourselves and others, compassion and intuitiveness, forgiveness, contentment and oneness with life. If the Anahata chakra is unbalanced or blocked, it can lead to a lack of compassion and love, rage and fear, feelings of rejection, self-pity, jealousy, possessiveness and a feeling of being stuck or unworthy. On a physical level, it can lead to immune system or heart problems, but also high blood pressure and lung diseases or asthma. Like I mentioned in the first video, the Anahata chakra is the connection between our lower three chakras and our three higher chakras, and therefore the connection between our physical and our spiritual world. Healing the Anahata chakra can give us the opportunity to develop our sense of self and identity, and at the same time being able to transcend the limits of ourself and reach a higher reality through our higher chakras. In traditional yoga, the heart chakra is healed through bhakti yoga, the path of devotional love. My interpretation of this in modern life would be to dedicate oneself to a mission which goals exceed the fulfillment of one's own desires. This could be, for example, the involvement in community projects, dedicating oneself or volunteering for social projects, fighting for the fight for the rights for minorities, for equality for gender or race, or even just helping accepting and loving people who are seen as outcasts of nowadays society. It also means practicing compassion and forgiveness for people who did you wrong or people who did others wrong. Hate and grief will only block your heart chakra even more, but as soon as you meet everyone with compassion and unconditional love, but also forgiveness, you take away the power and you're going to be able to meet everyone and experience love for every being. Being able to forgive others brings forgiveness to yourself as well, and in the long run, only peace. In the heart we feel our soul, and the soul is our connection to the consciousness that surrounds us. So if we open our heart chakra, we're going to be able to express our soul and heart through our personality and accept and love everybody without conditions. The fifth chakra is the Vishuddha or throat chakra, located at our throat and innervating our thyroid glands. Since we transcended the more physical chakras, the elements of the higher chakras are of a higher dimension now as well. So the element of the throat chakra is sound or ether, which describes the space, the limited space that's within ourselves and the unlimited space that surrounds us. The throat chakra is responsible for our creativity, our communication, sound, logic and reason, truth, reliability and kindness. If our throat chakra is unbalanced or blocked, it can lead to general creative blockages or problems communicating, rigidity, prejudice, arrogance, self-righteous behavior or problems with accepting other people's point of views. On the physical level, it can lead to a sore throat or laryngitis, problems hearing, stiffness in the neck or thyroid problems. A way to activate the throat chakra is through creatively expressing your inner world and your emotions. This can happen through painting, crafting, woodwork, creating your interior or creating outfits, really anything that gives you the opportunity to express your inner world and your emotions and communicate them with your surrounding and the outer world. Another thing that has a big influence on the throat chakra is the people you surround yourself, so your environment. If these people are very negative kind of people who talk bad about the world, talk bad about anything, then that also influences your thoughts and your feelings, which therefore has a big impact on your perception of reality. In my experience, what activates and opens my throat chakra most is to sing or chant. And this really means for me singing under the shower as well as just humming throughout the day. It's more about creatively using your voice and creating that vibration in your throat, in your body. How we use our voice ourselves is very important as well in our day-to-day life. If we tend to talk bad about ourselves, about our experiences, then this also influences where our focus in life lies. For example, if you create high vibrations with the things you say and you have a good communication with yourself and with the people around you, then you are more likely to be more open and receptible for the good stuff to happen in your life. Like it's always where energy goes, where focus goes, energy flows. So yeah, and a more spiritual way to do this is obviously chanting, for example, chanting Om, but also any mantra you like to use for this, or for example, Brahmari is also a pranayama that activates the throat chakra. I recently uploaded a video about how to practice this pranayama in case you're interested in that. The next chakra is the Ajna chakra, also called third eye. It is located in the middle of our forehead and it elevates our epiphysis or pineal gland. The element of Ajna is light, and it's the seat of our intuition, awareness, inner wisdom, imagination, and the ability to perceive the world how it is and to experience peace. If the Ajna chakra is unbalanced or blocked, it can lead to the wish to control others, rigidity, egotistical behavior, impaired concentration, nightmares, impatience, or authority. On the physical body, it can lead to headaches, manic depression, ears, sinus, and eye problems, but also insomnia and blurred view. The third eye is what differentiates us from animals. It is our free will and the ability for discernment and reason in every situation of our life. We are not controlled by our emotions and impulses, like for example animals, and in every situation we are able to choose how we're going to react and what our body wants to tell us through its emotions and feelings. To activate our Ajna chakra, we first need to reconnect ourselves to our intuition. This can be easily practiced in everyday life when we are facing even small decisions. Take a moment to listen to your inner self. Try to find out what your intuition wants to tell you. What does your guts want to tell you? Because every time we say yes to something where we first experienced a feeling of rejection, we ignore our intuition, and in the long run, this can lead to confusion about what we personally want in our life and what our choices are. Our dreams are also deeply connected to our third eye and our intuitive center, so it might be a good idea if you're dreaming a lot to write down your dreams in the morning, work through them, and maybe find out what your subconsciousness wants to tell you through them. Like I mentioned at the start, the Ajna chakra innervates the epiphysis or pineal gland. This is a very important gland, and it is actually called the master gland because it controls all of our other glands in our body, nearly all of our other glands in our body, and the hormone production. On a physical level, it is responsible for our melatonin production, which is the hormone that controls our sleep cycle, our stress levels, and our ability to adapt to our ever-changing world. The pineal gland and the third eye have been known in ancient cultures since thousands of years. For example, in ancient Egypt, where it is known as the Horus eye, and this shows the ultimate physical and spiritual meaning, but also truth of the third eye throughout history. The pineal gland nowadays suffers from calcification though, which occurs through intake of toxins like alcohol, fluorides, drugs, but also artificial sweeteners, sugars, radiation from electronic devices, and also electronical and magnetic fields. We can work against calcification through avoiding these special substances, but also through meditation and chanting, and also through taking in detoxifying foods like garlic, lemon, chlorophyll, apple cider vinegar, or seaweed. When we open our third eye, the highest source of ethereal energy can enter us, and we can see the world how it really is. A unified world, a unified whole with an unyielding connection to spirit. The highest and seventh chakra is the Sahasrara or crown chakra, which is located at the crown of our head and innervates the pituitary. Its element is the thought itself, and its aspects are highest spiritual consciousness, personal expression, divine wisdom, connection to the source of love, understanding and direct perception of the reality on our central nervous system. If Sahasrara is unbalanced or blocked, it can lead to depression, feelings of alienation or condemnation, confusion, apathy, cynicism, self-destructive tendency, and lack of inspiration or exhaustion. It governs our inner communication with our spiritual self. Sahasrara is represented by 1,000-petal lotus, which represents our growth and evolution of our spiritual self throughout our whole life. To connect to your crown chakra, you need to connect to your inner self through constant practice of meditation, yoga, and contemplation. To shift your awareness from outside to inside, you should remove all input on your mind, for example TV, phones, or music, especially if you are planning to meditate. Take nature walks and come back to stillness around you and also within yourself. Only then you'll be able to hear the universe that surrounds you and that is inside of you. Practice awareness in your everyday life. It is so important to reflect on your emotions, reactions and behavior at all times to break through conditionings of our subconsciousness. You can also use affirmations, mantras, or special herbs and foods to activate your crown chakra. But in the end, it all comes back to meditation. So this was a very compromised overview over the 7 chakra system, how it is defined in traditional Kundalini and Hatha yoga. These 7 chakras are connected through the Sushumna, which is the main energy channel inside our body, and the energy body's counterpart to our spinal cord. When we manage to unblock and open our chakras, energy can rise from our Muladhara chakra all the way up to the crown of our head through our Sushumna. This rising energy is called Kundalini, and it is represented as a dormant serpent that lies at the end of our spine, the Kundalini Shakti. When the Shakti rises up from the root chakra to the crown chakra, it can unite with Shiva, pure consciousness, and this union is called enlightenment. The unity of Shakti and Shiva, the female and the male aspects of our consciousness, leads to a resolution of duality into unity, the unity of the individual with the universe. So much on a theory. Unblocking and balancing your chakras is a lifelong journey, but enlightenment is not a single event in my eyes, but more of a staircase we climb slowly but surely, step by step. With each step we ascend to a higher vibration, which brings us ultimately more happiness, more joy, more beauty and more peace in our everyday life. Personally, for me, enlightenment is maybe something I will never reach, but the journey is filled with so much wisdom, beauty, realization and joy that it's absolutely worth going. If you are interested in any of the chakras, anything I was talking about in this video, if you are keen on some special meditations or affirmations or yoga sequences, please hit me up. I'm so happy to put something together for you or give you book recommendations. Just write me a message. I'm happy to help out. As always, guys, keep practicing and namaste.